Hey now, our number 4 of the lot, and I'm looking at a live shot of Kid Rock and Marsha Blackburn standing inside the Capitol together on Fox News. This is about so they've got a Senate Judiciary and Finance Committee hearing on ticket prices, and Kid Rock's kind of led the charge on that as far as the ticket companies charging all these extra fees, which I think they've gotten a handle on that, at least partially. But then you have the other aspect of these, bot farms that go in and buy up all the tickets when something goes on sale and then turn around and resell them for 2 and 3 times the price. So people that aren't going to go to the show buy them up and then resell them, and the people that do go to the show have to pay an exorbitant amount of money. Yeah, I do believe they need to put a stop to that because going to concerts, man, it's something that's, you know, it's a time honored tradition, if you will. There are certain things, Carrie, that have just lasted the test of time. And you think about, and I'm talking about social events like going to the movies, concerts, plays. What's some other things that have been around for a very long time that people still go do?
Movies.
Fireworks shows, things like that. And the concert industry is just still as big as it's always been.
Don't forget athletic events.
Yeah, sporting
The
events.
lowest priced ticket I saw for the national championship game this past Monday was $3,600.
$3,600.
That's nosebleed.
Good lord, dude. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. All right, let's do some phone calls. First, let me tell you about Noto Roofing. Noto roofing.com, noto roofing.com. My roofing guys, as you know all about them. I really don't have to tell you a whole lot outside of your free roof inspection is waiting on you, and it comes with a complimentary roof tune-up, which means if they see an issue while they're up there, something small they can fix right there on the spot, they'll absolutely do it, and they're not going to charge you anything. So, best case scenario, they come over there, you got a small problem, and they fix it, and they're on their way. Worst case scenario, which is really not that bad, but you've got a big problem. Noto's on the case. They help you file the insurance claim and everything else and get you taken care of. Man, that's their goal, to make sure you are taken care of. Noto's been with us for a very long time. Big supporters of this show. So I encourage you to reach out and get that free roof inspection. 205-848-2299. It's 205-848-2299, notoroofing.com. Let's start with Rick. Rick, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
What you got for us?
Uh, Sorry. I was just commenting on that guy who said that he didn't think Trump got shot.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about the firefighter that got killed in the audience? They forgot. Was that all set up too?
That's a good point. I mean, you'd have to say that the ones that were injured and the firefighter that lost his life, that would have go ask that guy's family if the shooting was fake and see what they say.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I wanted to say.
All right, thanks, Rick. That's
All right,
a
thanks.
I should have brought that up. That's a good point. It wasn't just Trump that got shot that day. Barry's next. Barry, how are you, buddy?
Doing fine. I wanted to say something. Before I get it started here, what my opinion is about this issue in Minnesota is this guy Brett. That's the pure definition of a moron. These Democrats, they don't ever change. They're like rats. They all act just alike. These people are terrible. I keep calling them demonic in everything they are. They're the devil because they don't love America. They don't love any law that's written on the books. They love anarchy. When you go back to 18 USC 111, the federal law, it talks about impeding. It talks about resisting arrest, interfering with a federal official is a felony. So I continue to hear Democrats talk about the fact that this guy Preddy had a gun permit. His gun permit in Minnesota is good to go around as long as he's got a driver's license on his person and the permit. But the moment that he interferes with a federal official, his permit is invalid because he committed a felony. So it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, who brings a gun to a protest? That makes no sense to me. So why would you bring a gun to a protest if it's going to be a peaceful protest? Democrats are the same. They don't change. And Republicans better get off their damn ass and get the business together. I don't understand why Republicans don't fight like a dog against Democrats. Everything they do to you, you need to do it to them because they can't stand the pressure that they apply to you. A Democrat is a devil. He's a dog. And everything he does is demonic. Every city that we're having trouble with affecting federal officials or ICE, it's a Democrat city. You know, you look at the lady Spainberger in Virginia. She lied and said it was about affordability and affordable health care. Now what is she doing? Democrats are nothing but a deceiver. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't like to talk to a Democrat. I want to beat the hell out of a Democrat because you need to put some sense in their head. It's something wrong with these people. Everything they do is against Trump and against America. So you tell me Trump goes over and he eliminates the issue with Maduro. Every Democrat talked about doing it. Joe Biden put up a $25 billion bounty. Trump increased it to $50 million. I'm sorry, $25 million, $50 million. Now, Trump does the job as he always does. He does what he said he's going to do. He's a damn good president. But just because they can make it a racial issue, they want to say, oh, he's prejudiced. We know that's not the case. We want to say he's a threat to democracy. They know that's not the case. But every time you look up at the Democrat, he's a liar. He's a scumbag. I despise the word Democrat. I mean, do you feel the same way I feel about this?
I do, Barry. I'm with you 100% on that. These people are deceiving. They're snakes in the grass. And no matter, you brought up Virginia, which we talked about yesterday. They run on affordability, and then they turn around and introduce a slew of new taxes for the people of Virginia, all while proposing to raise their pay by 200%. It's the same song and dance, and that's what I mentioned earlier with that they use the same playbook over and over, and it's amazing to me that people in this country just don't get it, or they don't see these people for who they are.
Well, they don't. You know, I've been to a communist country, a socialist, you know, you might say they go hand in hand. And you wouldn't want to be nowhere in that place because you have no rights. You are the party, the owner, the ownership of the government is going to be you. And all these Democrats go around celebrating Mamdani and this Spainberger woman. It's amazing to me they continue to get votes for it. Trump goes to Memphis. He solves the problem. You don't hear no trouble. People are celebrating. They're happy. Democrats have nothing positive to say. Now you got this moron that called your show and said Trump didn't get shot. So what happened to the rest of the people, the firefighter? What happened to the other people? How could you go on a building with an AR-15, shoot the president, the former, at that time, the former president, the candidate of the United States, and act like it's nothing? Every Democrat network celebrated it. You can't make this up. But Republicans don't know how to fight. They need to take the filibuster and get rid of it and do everything they need to do, because Democrats are never going to support anything. They're anarchists. They need to put Chuck Schumer's ass in jail. They need to take that Adam Schiff and run him over with a truck and put him in jail. These people are terrible. I don't understand how somebody can hate this country like they do, and yet they live here. That's what I got to say.
All right, Barry. Thank you, buddy. And I, just for the record, I agree with everything Barry says. I'm not saying anybody should be run over by a truck, but if Pencil Neck did get hit by an 18-wheeler, we'd probably have to make some jokes about it. I'm just saying. Barry's right though. I mean, these and just to the point of Brett and saying Brett knows that Donald Trump was shot. Brett's just upset that Ilhan Omar has faked this attack, and somebody on the text line said that there were reports that it was apple cider vinegar that she was sprayed with. The people in the room was talking about how it smelled like it stunk or whatever. Brett is just grasping at straws. He's upset that the people on his side are so desperate to cover up their own corruption and their own wrongdoing that they have to do goofy-ish like this. So he goes off and makes absurd statements about Donald Trump really didn't get shot, or that Donald Trump didn't go to the hospital, which he knows is true. Everybody knows it. It's all documented. You just gotta, it's what it is it's desperation. When you get yourself backed into a corner, your back's against the wall, you just start doing anything and everything to get yourself out of that situation. And in the intellectual, political realm, when it's all about words and what about what people say about what people say, you just say crazy stuff. And if you follow these politicians on Capitol Hill, if you follow the Democrats, if you follow the media, you at some point convince yourself that the cockamamie stuff you're saying is true. Maybe that's where he's at. That's where a lot of people are at. Many people out here, even the ones that are getting paid in the streets protesting in Minneapolis, many of them believe what they're saying because they've been so utterly brainwashed. And we have those type of individuals in the audience as well. So I bet nobody thought they were going to hear the conspiracy that Trump wasn't really shot in Butler, Pennsylvania conspiracy today, did ya? Well, you're welcome. Only on the line. 205-545-9950. More show coming up. Hang tight. I just read this on Facebook. You're going to love this. This guy, and it just popped up in my feed. I don't know who the guy is. His name's Khalil A. Muhammad. He's Somali. He's from Minnesota. And he said he attempted to assassinate her. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is a strong woman, and she has garnered the support of the entire state of Minnesota. And to Trump, you bear full responsibility for this attempt. It has now turned into an assassination attempt, what happened with Ilhan yesterday. When it first happened, he posted, breaking, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was targeted in an assassination attempt involving a poisonous spray at a town hall meeting. Thankfully, she is unharmed, and the individual responsible has been taken into custody.
Poisonous spray.
Poisonous apple cider vinegar.
Seems like it was all planned, eh?
I saw some people saying on social media they were hoping it was piss. Which would have been, they should have sprayed her with that crap Somali people are eating. That stuff they gave to Jacob
Whoa, that's
Fry.
going too far there. I mean, that's taking it a little too far, don't you think?
Throw a plate of that stuff at her.
I mean, you can say a lot of things, but never say that.
On the text line, let's see what we got. Let me back up to a boomer says, I pray and hope that the investigation that the investigation to find out who's funding these impeding groups, when they are found, I want to see them publicly hung for treason. Well, it is dare I say it's treason for sure. Clarissa said the ICE protesters remind me of a story in the Bible where Jesus allows the demons to enter the herd of swine, and then demon-possessed, they put themselves in harm's way and run over the edge of the cliff. I'm beginning to think these protesters are demon-possessed, and they don't care if they lose their own lives. That's not that much of a stretch if you watch the way these individuals act. Traditionally, you think about somebody that's demon possessed. What do you see? You see them twitching and screaming and
yes,
acting completely unhinged.
He's got a point.
It's not a bad idea. Todd says, are Brett's parents cousins? I don't know. Israel says, what about the guy who died from the bullet that missed Trump, dumbass? Justin says it was the aliens with the tampon. Maybe the aliens gave Trump a tampon. Rodney says Brett is a dumbass. He doesn't know anything about firearms. The bullet was hot when it hit the ear, and no blood will come out immediately. What an F-tard. Jay says, I guess the random guy in the crowd that died was a plant. Christina says, there's a video of Trump showing up at the emergency room taken by someone who was sitting in the ER. Tommy says, Brett/Steve is and always will be a loser. I guess there's a theory out there that Brett's real name is Steve. But if it is, he's committed to the Brett thing because he's on Facebook too as Brett. I've seen his profile or his comments. Ann says Brett's parents had to be brother and sister, or maybe father and daughter. So is there something about incest going on that I don't know about? That I'm out of the loop?
In the Somalia community?
Well, they're talking about Brett.
Oh, I don't know.
But, listen, if Brett's a fan of Ilhan Omar, then, that's what they're into.
Anything's possible.
Trucker Jack says, I wonder if Brett suffers headaches from his stupidity or if he is just the dumbest SOB on the planet. Well, look at Brett getting all the attention. TR says, Brett is a dumbass. A man lost his life that day, and there's family members the family members that were even standing in front of that I guess that killing, he's an insensitive dumbass. Ben says, that's a democrat for you, Andrew. LTP, there's photos of Trump at the hospital. Tina says, so this guy that died sitting behind Trump was faking his death. Brett is a nut. Chris said, so Corey, Comparator. Is that how you pronounced his name? Comparator?
It sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
Comparator.
Same thing, Chris says. So he didn't die in the stands of the Trump rally, according to Brett. Leslie said there is footage of Brett can watch of Trump arriving at Butler Memorial Hospital ER. Kind of the same sentimental across the way. Mike says his first concert was Ozzy in '83. It cost him $13. Boy, that'd be a good show. Robbie says, thank you, Barry. Michelle says, amen, Barry. Mary says, I agree with Barry every bit. Bubba Rumble makes a good point, which was, why was Butler, Pennsylvania the only Trump rally that CNN covered? This one says, Sean says, it was holy water that he sprayed on Ilhan Omar to see if she'd melt. Craig says they need to spray some honesty on her. Josh said, feed Omar a pork sandwich. Yeah. Miss Williams says, is this the text line number? Yes, it is. Text us anytime. Kevin says, I don't know, Brett, but he sounds like he will hold one until the swelling goes down. I won't go into any more details on that. Mark says, I bet Brett would lick Ilhan Omar's toes. Caleb says Brett might have an uncle grandpa. Mitch says the Democrats are all about optics. They are constantly creating fake presentations to further their own political agenda. It really is. I mean, there's nothing more accurate than that. Everything they do is about optics, but to give them credit, they understand how important the battle of public opinion is. Because if you get the opinion of the public on your side in politics, you can accomplish almost anything. All right, so just an update on what's going on in Fulton County. The FBI was executing a search warrant at the Fulton County election headquarters, which is pretty much ground zero for election fraud in the 2020 election. And according to Fox News, the raid is related to the 2020 election. So this is about to get interesting. It's about time some actions are taken. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Anyway, I got a bunch of reaction from people that I need to get to, but if I miss another Will segments, y'all are gonna come spray me with apple cider vinegar. So we gotta get our house in order, if you will. Alabama Professional Services, APS, Alabama Professional. See those trucks out there on the road all the time? Let them take care of you, man. Spray them for bugs. That's a big one. Get your bug spray on. Get your pest control handled. Termite protection. Pest removal, all the things. APS does it for you. And they've been around a very long time, man. I'm a big fan of APS, and you're going to be too. If you call them up, make sure you tell them you're part of the Hey Now Nation, that you heard about them from Andrew McLean, and get yourself an appointment set up. It really is that easy. Easy peasy. Call them at 205-951-9717. It's 205-951-9717. Online, alabamaprofessional.com. And for the first time, did we even do a Will segments on Friday?
I don't think we did.
It's been 3 or 4 days since, which the news has been heavy and a lot of stuff going on. So, plenty to go around. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wheel of Segments. Give me something good, baby.
Criminals that suck.
Criminals that suck.
Gosh.
Criminals that suck. Carrie, put yourself on the screen, buddy. This is your time. This is your time to shine. You ready?
I guess I am.
Look at you there. Look at you. I haven't even checked the numbers on YouTube, but they'll start pouring in now.
I doubt it.
They like it. They like it. Look at this.
Hmm.
They like it. They like it. They love you a long time. All right, criminals that suck. Let's go up first. Headline reads, man arrested after calling 911 more than 150 times in one day. That's a lot of times. That's a lot of 911 calls. Out of Pueblo, Colorado. Police in Colorado said a man was arrested after calling an emergency dispatch line more than 150 times last week. According to the Pueblo Police Department, 52-year-old James Taylor.
Just yesterday, Mom. Okay, not that same James Taylor.
I don't know. It might be. He made over 100 calls to 911 just a couple weeks ago on a random Thursday. Police said some of the calls were regarding loud noise. Maybe he was playing James Taylor really loud, or the neighbors were. During the investigation, police say they learned that Taylor had an active misdemeanor warrant on a harassment charge related to previous threats to 911. Officer said Taylor spoke with them over the phone, but he refused in-person contact. Police then went to his home, where officers said Taylor shouted at them from inside and became increasingly belligerent throughout the night.
No.
After a police captain spoke with Taylor on the phone and informed him that he had a warrant, Taylor allowed officers into his home, and he apologized before cooperating with his arrest.
Why was he calling in the first place? Does it say?
Well,
loud noises,
but it's like he was hostile and uncooperative until they were like, "You've got a warrant." He's like, "Oh, okay, come on in."
I was just kidding. I'm just lonely.
joking.
Y'all
I'm
talk to me.
Just joking. Just joking.
Jeez.
Seems like once you find out you've got a warrant, like that's when you want to stop cooperating. That's usually when people run.
Yeah, stop calling. He deserves to get arrested.
But not James Taylor. He apparently, and maybe that was his gimmick. Maybe he wanted to go to jail, and that's why he kept calling 911.
There's easier ways to go to jail than that, right?
I would think so. But James Taylor likes to do it the hard way, I guess. I don't know. All right, up next, let's see what we got here. Headline out of Albany. Albany defendant on the run after affixing an ankle monitor to a dog. Now I gotta find up.
That's pretty funny, actually.
I gotta see if I can find this. Let's see. Monitor.
It was his ankle monitor, correct?
That's right. Seems like what happened here is that this guy, according to News Nation, a New York man who already had a brush with the law is in deeper trouble after he allegedly slipped out of his GPS ankle monitor and attached it to a dog. News Channel 13 in Albany reports that a woman earlier this month spotted a stray pit bull mix in the upstate village of Nassau and took the canine to a local veterinarian.
This is pretty stupid.
Someone at the animal clinic noticed an unusual device on the dog's collar and contacted police. In my head, I was thinking that the dog had it on his ankle. But he had it around his neck. Authorities learned the probation officials in Albany County already suspected the device had been tampered with. So imagine you're the probation officer and you're watching this guy's location.
Man,
he's
he's
just-
all over the
he's
place.
all
He's
over
quick
now.
too. Wouldn't you want to put it on like a inside cat
Or a
something?
lamp.
Yeah.
Like just leave it somewhere in the house. The television station said the ankle monitor was supposed to be attached to Lamont Alexander Holmes, who had been charged with felony possession of a loaded weapon. A judge previously had released Holmes from custody and ordered him to wear the monitor. I think you've really dodged a bullet if you got released from jail and got to wear an ankle monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you just at that point be like, I think I'm just going to stay home? Because you got two options. You're going to stay at home or you're going to stay at jail.
Yeah, you would.
Details weren't available about how he removed the device or why the dog was wearing it. A bench warrant was issued for the arrest of Holmes, who was 47, who remained at large. Online records said he was on supervised parole.
So he's still at large?
I guess.
Hmm.
I mean, he ain't got an ankle monitor on. They
Well, I
can't
guess
find him.
maybe I was thinking it was pretty stupid, but maybe it was pretty smart because they've been chasing down a dog for a week.
I mean, what are ankle monitors made out of? Are they pretty easy to, I mean, can you just cut them?
Yeah, I got mine off pretty easy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're easy to get off.
Pair of scissors, cut
Yeah.
it off.
It's not the problem of getting them off. It's letting the parole officer know that you took it off.
Is it, so what is it made of, like, is it like a watch band, like a rubber watch band material or what?
I really don't know. I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I would imagine it'd be some kind of strong plastic strap,
Yeah, you would think they'd make it hard for them to
which has metal in it, maybe.
get it off. But
People take them off all the time, so I guess they're not that hard.
then he had to reattach it to the dog. Maybe just taped it on there or something.
The dog's like, why are these people chasing me?
Next up, last but not least, shall I say. Headline, 2 men detained in China for claiming that male giant pandas had successfully mated.
They got detained for saying this?
They got detained and arrested for calling
Good.
pandas gay.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they'd do that here.
Chinese authorities have detained 2 men for allegedly spreading false information claiming that 2 male giant pandas had successfully mated in the wild. according to police. Authorities said they opened an investigation after receiving reports that online accounts were circulating a fake screenshot about the city of Chengdu. Chinese media reported citing a statement from the Chengdu Public Safety Bureau. The image carried a headline which said, Chengdu, 2 male Sichuan giant pandas successfully mate in the wild for the first time. The men, identified by police only by their surnames.
Lee and Lee.
The first guy's name is Dong. He's 29 years old. And Gao, who's 33 years old.
Dong Kao.
Dong Kao. They were found to have deliberately distorted facts and used technical means to forge the image. Authorities said the pair posted the fabricated content online to attract attention, leading to what police described as a widespread false interpretations, disruption of order online, and a negative social impact.
Man, their social score just went down in China.
Both men were placed under administrative detention, and their online accounts were shut down, citing laws against spreading false information and disturbing public order. The case was first reported by the Chinese state media outlet Global Times, which said the claim was false and that male giant pandas in Chengdu are totally not gay and were not engaging in same-sex mating behavior. Chengdu is home to the Chengdu Research Base of Giant Panda Breeding, a major panda conservation center.
Is that the same city that painted the Chow dogs like a panda to make them think they was actually?
Yeah, it probably is, where they had the zoo and they were just painting dogs as pandas.
Right.
You know, if you're a panda, though, if you're a giant Chengdu panda, and they're, like, trying to figure out where you're going to go, like, do you go back out in the wild? Do you go to the zoo? Or do you get to go to the mating center? I would imagine the pandas would want to go to the mating center. I mean, it's literally a place just for pandas to do it.
Now there's a bunch of dude pandas in there.
But, yeah, no, not if it's all dudes.
I mean, I don't know.
The Panda Sausage Fest. You don't want that. The Washington Post reported that the image circulating online appeared to have been generated or altered using artificial intelligence and that it spread widely on social media before being removed. Now, is it a picture of the pandas doing it, or was it just a picture of a headline?
Because there's 2 pandas and a cub. Look, 2 male pandas and their cub.
I thought you said cup. I think you said
Okay,
2 pandas, 1 cup.
I mean, they got to do it somehow, I guess.
Chinese authorities did not reference the sexuality of the pandas in their official statement and framed the detentions as a case of fabricated news and online misinformation. China's internet is heavily censored and controlled, and the country has strict laws over spreading AI-generated misinformation. In 2023, Chinese police arrested a man that allegedly used ChatGPT to create a fake news article about a train crash. Now, you think about how those things operate in China, like that you could be arrested for posting something online, and ask yourself, would Democrats be okay with that?
Yes.
They absolutely would.
Absolutely, yeah.
They would absolutely love to be able to arrest you for making an AI image.
They would try to tell us that it is possible that 2 male panda bears could have.
Yeah, well,
Panda
you wouldn't get
cubs.
arrested for that particular accusation.
Do you think this was a joke?
Well, I would think so.
I mean, you would think, but
A couple guys thought it'd be funny to be like, the pandas are gay.
but did they really believe it? Because their punishment seems pretty bad, right?
They're getting hard time.
Yeah, they're getting, yeah.
I don't know.
Dong is getting hard time.
Dong is getting hard now. I don't know. I think they probably thought it was a funny joke, and they didn't realize that they were going to get in deep doo-doo and catch a bunch of heat from the Panda Mating Center.
You can't be making stories up about pandas.
No, man. That ain't going to fly in China. You can't do that. But that's not what this is. This is called Criminals that suck.
Gosh.
But I mean, if pandas wanted to be gay, they could be gay. You know?
I don't think they know how to do that.
I like this idea that people say that, you know, animals out in the wild decide their sexuality. Now, there are probably rare cases where, you know, like a insect does gay stuff, but it's like in the animal world, the natural things they do make so much more sense than what some human beings do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's no pronouns in the animal kingdom.
There's no protest.
There's no protest. There's no transgenderism.
They don't dye their hair.
There might be a hermaphrodite here and there in the animal kingdom,
Maybe.
but
Two-headed snake.
yeah. But there's not any of this other socially engineered or crazy mental illness talk.
Just give it time. Give it time.
Well, the government did at one time work to make the frogs gay, if you recall.
Yeah.
Remember Alex Jones brought that up?
But
They were putting stuff in the water that was turning turning frogs homosexual.
I still don't believe that either.
It's true.
I don't
It's
believe
been
it.
proven.
I don't believe it.
They were
How'd they prove
absolutely.
it? How'd they prove it?
It was a gay bomb, baby.
How'd they prove it?
But it's all
how do
done-
you know a female frog from a male frog?
Well, no, I'm saying that their attempt to turn frogs gay was true.
Oh, their attempt, not the
Yeah.
actual.
No,
okay.
they were trying to chemically induce the gayness into frogs.
How much money we waste on that?
Probably
Billions.
millions and millions and millions of dollars
Mm.
to make the gay bomb.
Because gay frog legs taste better.
And then all of a sudden, they run those tests where they can just put something in the water to make frogs gay, and the next thing you know, there's an explosion in transgender people all across the country.
And maybe some of that stuff in Hollywood.
I'm telling you, they probably put some stuff in the water, at least in certain parts of the
I
country.
mean, if you look at all the Hollywood actors and stars that have transgender kids, it is absolutely crazy.
It's either the water or it's humiliation rituals.
I think it's more a ritual.
Yeah,
Devil worshipping, probably.
probably a little bit of both. All right, enough of that. Enough of the gay frogs. Let me tell you about Mandu. Mandu.com, MANDUU.com. I will be at Mandu today getting my workout. I can't wait to get back into Mandu and feeling like $1,000,000. 15-minute workout, man. As soon as I get in there, I blink and it's over with. That's how quick 15 minutes is. I got my own personal trainer. They walk me through every single step. You can't beat it. This is something that will change your life. I'm not even joking about that. It will change how you look. It'll change how you feel. It'll change your self-confidence. It'll change the way your spouse looks at you. They'll be giving you those googly eyes and saying, hey, let's make our way to the bedroom. That's what happens. I'm telling you. Mandu makes that a reality, and it can be a reality for you. You can try it for free. All you got to do is call them 205-438-6003. 438-6003. Tell them you want a free session because Andrew McLean said you could get one. Or book it at mandu.com, MANDUU.com. When you go to the website, you've got the information for the other Mandus in Alabama. One in Huntsville. Man, they're rocking and rolling in Huntsville. And everybody up there, Randy, I know Randy personally who runs the Mandu Huntsville. These guys do a phenomenal, phenomenal job. And coming soon, I believe on February 14th, they are planning to open Mandu Tuscaloosa. So if you're near any of those, you have a free session waiting on you. I highly encourage you go try it. Just make sure you tell them that Andrew McLean sent you, and you can change your life for the better. 205-545-9950. Back after this. I can't even read half these texts that y'all sent in. Some of them are completely inappropriate. Kidney says, my mom had a gay chihuahua. Caleb says, oh no, the gay people have made a whole documentary on how animals are gay in the wild, and it's just natural. Yeah. Tell that to the Chinese guys that got arrested because it didn't work out for them. Alabama Men's Clinic. How about being natural with your wife? You know what I'm saying? You got to have all the parts working to be able to do that. You got to have plenty of testosterone, and there's some other things that come with the treatments in Alabama Men's Clinic that can literally change your sex life. I mean, change it in a way that you didn't even think was possible. And I won't go into the details, but let's say that your performance, your, we'll say your visuals, if you will, can be changed. Can make the difference at Alabama Men's Clinic. These guys do wonders for men all over the state. And I can't go into great detail about all the treatments that they have, but I assure you, if you feel like you have any kind of problems in the bedroom, they've got something for you. Call them and ask them. These are guys that know what this is about. They know the treatments. They use the treatments, and they can get you back to feeling like you're in your 20s again. You don't have to be 50, 60, 70, 80 years old to do it either. There are 20-year-olds out there whose testosterone's out of whack, their estrogen's high or whatever. These guys do the best job out of anybody getting you back on track. I'm telling you, it's a game changer. I was up there, I guess, a week or so ago, hanging out with Jeremy and just kind of talking to him about what how things have been going as of late, and just hearing some of the stories and how men have been able to literally get their life back and their marriages are better than they've ever been. You need this. Trust me. Even if you don't know, or you think you don't have a problem, go get checked out anyway. AlabamaMen'sClinic.com is the website. You can set an appointment, or if you just want to show up, they'll find a way to get you in. 205-598-7000. 205-598-7000. AlabamaMen'sClinic.com. And one more time, Noto Roofing, NOTORoofing.com. 848-2299. That's 205-848-2299. Free roof inspection, complimentary roof tune-up, and everything your little heart could ever desire. Make sure you tell them your boy Andrew McLean sent you and get yourself hooked up. I'm out of here. Back tomorrow with a brand new episode of Leland Live up next. Until next time, see you, Cole.